Welcome back. I'm Sarah. This is Chart Your Course, and today we will be reviewing Chapter 1, Section 1, Principles of Miracles 21 through 25. 21. You accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. Yes, what's the saying? We can't give what you never had. The exact opposite is actually true, according to A Course in Miracles. By giving, we ensure that we have, because as we established in the previous principles, giving is receiving, and miracles create abundance for both the giver and the receiver. 22. You believe that what your physical eyes cannot see does not exist. Oh man, this hits really deep because how long have we been plagued by this phenomenon in human history? You know, people deny the existence of microbes because they aren't visible to the naked eye. But then we know certain strains cause disease. Like there's no exceptions to those rules when particular microbes are present and then a particular disease manifesting on the other side of it. Or, you know, like we know that these things are real, but because sometimes people can't see them, we fall into the illusion and the delusion that what we can't see doesn't exist. And so even when it comes to feelings, right? People deny the existence of our feelings. We think we can fake a certain feeling and hide the truth, but we cannot. It is impossible to do that. Long term, it never works. Why? Because the truth is always the truth. Miracles remind us of this because spiritual sight reigns supreme. It dissolves all the other illusions, including the illusion of darkness. And so if there is no darkness, then there is nothing that is outside of the light. Darkness can't hide because it doesn't exist. And so whether or not we have a view on it at the moment with our physical eyes, we know to trust our spiritual sight from which nothing can ever hide. 23. Miracles rearrange perception and place all levels in true perspective. Sickness comes from confusing the levels. This one is a really epic invitation to compassion. Sickness is reduced to what it is, which is a simple misunderstanding. We confuse the physical for being real and identify with it in sickness, but it is so comforting to know that we can get this perspective rearranged on our behalf through miracles. 24. Only the creations of light are real. So here we learn that we can create and extend love just as God did to create us. Sickness and death are illusions, and those are really bold statements, especially for people who very much so have an identity and a stronghold of attachment to their bodies and feel sick. You know, their feelings feel real to them. The body's apparent situation seems very real on the physical level. But if we remember that everything in the spiritual sight, just like we talked about earlier, is the thing that is real, right? Everything that is truly real is truly eternal, never dies, does not take shape or form through any kind of body or any other illusion. We can take comfort in knowing that sickness and death, they don't actually hold up as true states of being because they're merely physical states and they don't reflect our eternal identity. And so knowing only the creations of light are real, you know, that everything else is our own nightmare and doesn't exist. This is what Principle 24 helps us to accept. 25. Miracles are part of an interlocking chain of forgiveness, which is the atonement. So here we get our first taste of what the atonement means as it pertains to A Course in Miracles. I know in other religious and spiritual circles and communities, atonement can take on a different kind of meaning. But here, this course teaches us that it's an interlocking chain of forgiveness. And so knowing that, I mean, that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to go over more about, the depth of what the atonement means. And okay, an interlocking chain of forgiveness. So that means that we get to join into that forgiveness. That means that we're forgiven as we practice forgiveness, because once we join that chain of forgiveness, we're forgiven. Okay, that's pretty tight. That's pretty great. I am full of gratitude that you took the time to join me today to chart your course. This episode is just one method of accomplishing the task mentioned in Chapter 5, Section 1 in A Course in Miracles: to invite people to the Holy Spirit however they recognize it. As stated there, thoughts increase by being given away. The more who believe in them, the stronger they become. What are your thoughts on today's topic? Please do share them with me on socials or by reaching out at www.chartyourcourse.faith. Until next time, let us be seen, feel supported, and return home.